Welcome back to the Acoustic Shop channel. We are back for another episode of John's Guitar Vault, where we're going to be talking about this super cool guitar that you may never have seen before, and we'll check it out right after this. Well, we are back for another run of the John's Guitar Vault. This was a little bit of a departure for me here, but before we get into that, again, I would love to encourage you guys to please like and subscribe, and even comment down below if you got any ideas on classical guitars or any of the other guitars that you'd like to see from us. All those things are going to help us, because I love talking about these guitars. This is fun for me. I love talking about the various different guitars that I have acquired over the years, and this is definitely one. So thank you guys for being here. Today we're going to talk about a guitar that most people have never seen before. This was kind of a limited run, and I'll tell you all about it. This is an Eastman Classical guitar, and you're going to find that there's actually quite a few Eastmans that have found their way into my collection. And I'll tell you, this is for this exact reason why this one ended up in my collection. A lot of the guitars that, that I've needed lately have been guitars that I wanted to round out a sound or a thing that I don't have already. And I think that's where Eastman became a super valuable asset for a lot of us guitar players out there, because you were getting a really, really high quality instrument at a very low price, which, you know, made it super easy to do. I owned no nylon string guitars. In fact, today when I was pulling this out and showing people you know, getting this strung up and getting it ready, everybody in the shop was like, "John, you have a nylon string guitar?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." So this guitar is an Eastman CL20-S. And what that is, these were a very short-lived series of guitars that Eastman built, a classical or nylon string guitar as a rosewood sides and back with a spruce top. Now, Eastman did this, I want to say, gosh, 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. They were building, they had a super high-end one that was a really, really great guitar. And then they had these guitars, which are also actually really, really great. It's an all-solid guitar, and I want to say these were like $399 with a list, or for a list price with a lifetime warranty. These do have a adjustable truss rod in them, which is rare for a lot of classical guitars, and yet it still had a nitro finish, wood bindings, rosewood, that's just really, really nice, and a great playing setup on them. And you know, it's like, how do you beat that? Well, what kind of happened here was the PCH line also got introduced at the same time, and that was, you know, became a main focus for them, because it was, again, a inexpensive guitar line that was super well built, hand voiced, sounded great. And they quickly came to realizing that there wasn't enough production space to keep up with the demand of the PCH line. So they discontinued this. And I know they came in different ones. I think you could get a 20 in a cedar top or a spruce top. And then they had, I'm gonna say it was a 10, a CL10, which is a mahogany back and side, cedar top or a spruce top as well on those ones. Again, a hand-built guitar. Now for me, I wanted something that would go in the studio and give me a sound. And there were multiple times where I'd be, man, I wish I had a nylon string guitar to complement a certain track or something that would be in there as a secondary guitar, but I never owned one. So when these came out, it was like, it's a no-brainer to get an all solid wood guitar, sounded good, played good, and do it very inexpensively. But again, then they got discontinued. So I've used this probably for 3 or 4 sessions since I bought it. In fact, today when we pulled it out, I think it still had the original strings on it that I got when I got the guitar. So that was kind of an interesting add-on, but it plays extremely wonderful, light, new strings. And it inspires me to play stuff that I've never played before. I think that was the fun part. We did that Into the Garden, and it's just fun to feel what expressions and stuff. And I think that's been the greatest part about the collection that I've built over the last 10 years. Every guitar I've added to my list of guitars has been something that just inspired me to do something unique, something different that I'd never played before. And I think that's where it, you know, my initial search was for the ultimate dreadnought flat picking guitar, and I found a few of those. But I then had to add on things that were not like that, and a nylon string was something I definitely didn't have. And it's just so much fun to kind of sit and play casually and quietly, something that just gives you a whole new breath of musical life. And so now I'm gonna have to get reintroduced to this guitar because it is actually beautiful. Great silking on the top. Overall, you know, again, bridge looks great. The rosette looks fantastic. And yeah, so there it is. Another guitar from my vault. It is the Eastman CL20-S. A cool piece that you probably won't find anywhere else. And hope you enjoyed checking it out. If you did, stick around and we'll be checking out more of the guitars from my collection. Well, if you enjoyed that video, here's another one that you might enjoy. It's another guitar from my collection. We have a video, if you click right here, it is of the Eastman AC630, the original prototype to that, the blonde jumbo. Another fun video from my collection. And again, thank you all for joining us for another episode of John's Guitar Vault, and we will see you next time.